guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped. Now, I'm on my way to do something I have never done on a car before. Today, I'm getting winter tyres fitted to the S4. Some S4 content at last, I hear you cry. Oh yes, there is plenty to talk about in this video, but I'm going to make my way to my local tyre fitters. And on the way, I'll tell you all about it. Now, you may well have seen a video I put up a couple of months ago now when I talked about working with brands, and in particular talking about working with Hankook Tyres. Because over the summer, this car, now update, I've done 18,859 miles on the car. And over the summer, I got to the point where I needed to change tyres because the tyres that came on the car had worn down. And at about the same time, I got approached by Hankook Tyres to create some video content for them for their social media channels about tyres and checking tyres and tyre pressures. And as part of that, I put some Hankook summer tyres on the car. I created my content for Hankook and everything went really, really well. They were very pleased with the content I created, and I was also very pleased with the tyres, especially as my Mini GP is going to be having Hankook tyres. I thought it was a great opportunity to try out the brand. And then about a month ago, I was approached by Hankook again because they were doing an online campaign all about winter driving, and in particular, whether or not you should choose all season or winter tyres. Because many of us will just take a summer tyre and use it all year round. And that's fine. I've always done that actually. I've never ever changed my tyre. So I created some content about that, and that went live on Hankook's social media platforms 3 days ago, and the Facebook video has already had 140,000 views. So it's done really, really well. In fact, why don't I just run the video that I created for Hankook right now. So what are my options for tyre choice throughout the seasons of the year? Many of us will run something like this. This is a summer tyre. You can see the large tread pattern on here, brilliant at expelling water, and you could run this tyre throughout the whole year. However, when it gets really cold, or certainly when you start to see sleet or snow, this tyre is not designed to produce the ultimate grip in those conditions, and you might start to find problems with traction pulling away and certainly problems under braking. On the far extreme on this side, this is a full winter tyre, and you can still see the tread pattern, but inside each of the tread blocks you see these little lines. These are called sipes, and they're designed to help the tread move and generate more grip. So in cold weather conditions, the softer compound of this tyre and these sipes helps produce more grip. In fact, this tyre is actually designed to get snow sticking into the tyre tread, and then you get snow on snow grip, which I know sounds counterintuitive. The downside of this tyre and these sipes is that in dry conditions, this tyre is less effective under braking than something like a summer tyre, because the sipes basically mean that the tyre doesn't brake as effectively. So if you're in a climate where you're not likely to see snow very much, then a full winter tyre is probably too much. It's probably something that you don't need. So in the middle here we have a compromise between the two, the summer and the winter tyre. This is an all-season tyre. You can see a slightly different tread pattern. You can see we still have sipes running in the middle of the tread block to give that kind of cold weather performance. The compound of this tyre is likely to be a little bit softer as well, especially in lower temperatures below sort of 7 degrees Celsius. But the sipes aren't nearly as aggressive as this full winter tyre, so you've still got good dry braking performance in this tyre. So if you live in a part of the country that's likely to see cold and wet conditions quite a lot, but maybe not so much snow, in the south of England for example, a full winter tyre might be just a little bit too much, but an all-season tyre like this will give you that confidence in wet weather and cold weather braking. So I know for some of you, especially if you're into your cars, that might be a bit Janet and John and a bit noddy, but the brief was to go from a very, very basic level of understanding and just talk about the basics of tyres, tread patterns, tyre rubber compounds, and the choice factors between summer, all-season and winter tyres. And as part of that conversation, I thought, because we live in the South Downs, And I know we're on the south coast, but the weather here can be quite grotty, and also there's a very outside chance I might be taking this car to the Alps this season. I thought I would change the tyres from the summer tyres that I was running to winter tyres. So I'm about to put a full set of winter tyres on the car. I did think about all-season tyres, however, there isn't a set of Hankook all-season tyres that fit this car, so I thought I would give winters a go. So I'm on my way now to fit a full set of winter tyres to the S4, and I'm going to be really intrigued to see what they are like to run. I know in dry conditions they're not the optimum tyre, but it's so cold right now, and you never know. We've had some pretty grotty winters the last few years, and I've even with the four-wheel drive platform that this S4 has, every now and again you will still find the tyres wanting for grip and just for that extra bit of safety. The other thing is we do a lot of driving around the kind of little back roads, especially when Mrs. Petrol has the car for her work balance and work driving. Often she's on unsalted or untreated roads, and therefore I think the extra grip and extra cold weather performance we'll get from the winter tyres will be a good thing. So let's head to the tyre fitters, and then when we get there I can show you a little bit more about the winter tyres I'm putting on the car. Well guys, I'm here at Southbourne Tyres, my nearest pro tyre specialist that Hankook shipped the tyres to for me. And we've got a lovely set of winter I-Set Evo 2s going on the car. I'm going to keep the summer tyres that are on there, and they'll obviously go back on in the spring. So all of the summer tyres are off, the winter tyres are on the rims. Next thing is to put air and balancing. What I'm going to do is I'll take the 4 summer tyres and store them at home. That's one of the big questions, I guess, when people think about changing and putting winter or all-season tyres on, is what do you do with the old tyres? Now, one of the options is to have a spare set of wheels, and then you just have to change the wheels and tyres over when it comes to the spring. Sadly, I haven't got a spare set of wheels for the S4, so I'm having to take the other expensive option, which is to literally change the tyres. Now that means come the springtime, I'm going to have to pay for tyre fitting to put the summer tyres back on, but that's just one of those things that I'm prepared to pay for. So one of the things you might think about if you are doing the whole winter or all-season tyres is whether you bought a second set of rims for the car and then you just have to store a spare set of rims. In fact, some dealers and some brands will store tyres for you over the winter, and normally they will charge for that service. I'm just going to stick those tyres in my shed, and then in the spring I'll put them back on again. Watching tyres being put on. I have to say though, I was joking to the guys, if you think it's hard taking car tyres off of a rim, you want to try changing the tyres on my road bike. It's impossible. I think I might come in and borrow their machine. Well, that was easy. as you can see, I have some new passengers in the back. So yes, I have the 4 summer tyres in the back of the car. So slight hitch to this plan, I guess, if you don't drive an estate car, is how are you going to get the tyres back home? But I'm sure you guys can work that out if you are going to change to winter tyres. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'll report back on how I'm getting on with these tyres over the coming weeks or months. Clearly, I mean, in conditions like this, it's dry, it's very cold. I'm not going to be able to really tell the difference until the weather gets grotty. And when it does, I will be reporting back on the progress of, you know, how I'm getting on with these winter tyres. The other thing, some content I will bring you on this car very soon is it's about to go in for its first inspection and oil change since I've had the car. So it goes into my Audi main dealer next week, actually. So once it's done that, what I'm going to do is a little video just on my ownership of the car so far. It's coming up to about 10 months I've had the car, so I'll sort of fill you in on how I'm getting on and any things I've found out, or you know, anything, you know, things I like, things I'm not so keen on. I will be bringing you up to speed on that one. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, a little bit different. I wanted to kind of tie in the work I've been doing with Hankook. I need to say a big thank you to them for kind of getting me involved in the project. Really, for me, it's great to be able to kind of use my skills in a way that helps them and also obviously helps me. And it's great to be given the opportunity to run a set of winter tyres for the first time and really see how I get on with those. But I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have done so, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol for plenty more content to come. And I'll see you on the next video. But in the meantime, drive safe. I'm going to enjoy my S4. I really do love the sound of this car. If you've seen my recent S4 diesel video, that auditory pleasure, that's the bit that this car brings me that diesel didn't quite. But yeah, anyway, I'm muffling on now. You take care, guys. Drive safe.